All right, YouTube. So we had a very polarizing interview on Fox and Friends this morning between the couch and Tomi Lahren. Tomi Lahren went out and did what she does best and speaks her mind. She was talking about how she basically went on to defend her comments that she made directed towards Trump. She was suggesting to him that it would be wise for him to nominate a judge or a justice that would not overturn Roe v. Wade. Judging off of the normal Fox viewership, I'm sure a lot of people did not take very kindly to that. They probably looked at it as a very left-leaning statement, to put it lightly. So Tomi Lahren actually makes a really good point in that not even the fact that her logic might be wrong, it's probably still going to happen that Roe v. Wade may get turned over and abortion will probably be a state-to-state issue, which I think is what a lot of people actually want for the end result. Maybe this is what the left doesn't understand. I'm not sure, and quite frankly, I don't think I understand it quite fully either. But the point is that a young lady like herself, she's brave enough to at least disclose her pro-life or her pro-choice stance, rather, and she's being crucified for it. And if you use the litmus test of going through the comment section or look at the like-dislike ratio bar, more dislikes than likes, and the video itself, the comments are very she's starting to sound like a libtard. Oh, she's starting to, she's a rhino. She's not a real Republican. Real conservatives are against abortion, like that kind of talk. I know a lot of conservatives that are pro-choice, and they base that stance off the fact that they know that it's immoral for the government to put their hands into our own personal lives, and that includes onto the bodies of women. So if they can't make that decision on their own, then how free are they, And while I find it to be morally wrong to act of it, especially towards the later trimesters, that's just wrong, and especially the industry that is involved with it, preserving the body parts and everything for stem cell research. It's a very, very, very unethical business, I think, but nonetheless, it's necessary in a way, for that kind of research. But like I said, I think it's morally wrong, but I think it should be legal because it's not up to me. Even if I was a woman, there's some argument that goes around that says, if men were the ones who had abortions, they would be. I don't know. It was some convoluted argument that that one of my family members used at a Christmas party once to try and talk me into thinking that abortion should be legal. At the time, I didn't think it should be, but now it is. But I'm not saying that their talking point worked, but it's an interesting one. I kind of want to remember what they said. It was somewhere along the lines of, if men were the ones getting abortions, they would definitely be more pro-life or pro-choice or something like that. I don't remember the context of the argument, but that was the argument nonetheless. But no, kudos to Tomi Lahren for being honest about her own viewpoints and not caving into peer pressure on the right. Because, in my opinion, if you consider yourself to be a liberal, you're automatically prone to be pro-choice because you're a liberal, and that's what liberals stand for, I guess. I consider myself to be liberal in the sense that I like to liberate myself from big government. Conservatives, on the other hand, like to conserve the idea of big government. So if you want to throw those labels around, then things can get really complicated really quickly. But Tomi, let's face it, a partisan Republican who's pro-life, or pro-choice, sorry, I keep getting those two mixed up. It's bound to send some shockwaves to the party, and I think it's good. It's kind of actually the new wave of the Republican Party. It's the Trumps, it's the Lahrens, probably you could even throw Tucker Carlson in there. These anti-war, anti-censorship types. This is a good thing, I think, for the Republican Party. I think that they're going to realize that abortion can no longer be an issue that they can run on. They have to run on things like the economy and jobs and immigration, especially immigration and trade, for that matter. Those two things are really important. But when you try and dig up like really irrelevant wedge issues like abortion and gay marriage, it just doesn't work anymore. Especially now with the walk away movement. You can't really claim to be a party that's against gay marriage if you have all these folks from the Democratic Party and from the left, the general left, coming over to the right. You can't be one of these parties that's just kind of the neocon type evangelist. It just doesn't work. It's not applicable to today's society because we already had that with Bush, and for the most part, people hated it. And you could even say that Obama was part of that neocon movement. People hated it. People still do hate it. And now with more and more people coming towards the left, coming from the left towards the right, and the hashtag walk away movement, it's really important that the right starts to compromise and to find areas that are probably going to be controversial, I guess, like abortion. Go ahead and bite the bullet and just say, hey, look, we're a pro-choice party now. We don't think it's like morally right, but we're not going to impose that onto the American people via law, via legislation. That's essentially fascism. That's what Frank Zappa warned about Ronald Reagan when he got elected. Frank Zappa was a self-proclaimed conservative who said that Reagan was a fascist. So think about that for a second. That was interesting. Frank Zappa was a very, very smart guy. He was very in tune with the idea that censorship is never a good thing and very unpopular. But yeah, the Republican Party, they need to understand that if they want to beat the Democratic Party, they need to become the Democratic Party of old, the pro-choice, pro-gay marriage, anti-war, anti-censorship party. And you're basically going to disintegrate the Democratic Party because now you're beating them at their own game. And they're going to have to basically become it's going to be really weird what they become. I mean, think about it. Are they going to go like extremely far left, like socialist, progressive? I know those are two different things, but like if you're just going to generalize those two groups and throw them in together, do you think they're going to go left? Or do you think they're going to go more right, more like pro-war, pro-censorship? Yeah, let's bomb Syria for the sake of getting back at Putin, like that, somewhere along those lines. Basically, neocon. It'd be really interesting. But that's all I got to say about that. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Tomi Lahren is wrong? Do you think that the Republican Party should maintain its principal roots, or do you think it should be more progressive and try and beat the Democrats at their own game? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I know you guys have been leaving back some cool comments. I always read the comments, so don't be afraid to speak your mind. All right, peace.